Well, this month we have seen the 3-year anniversary of this brutal war in Ukraine. We've seen the attempt by Russia to destroy Ukraine's sovereignty. The first official mission in this parliamentary term was to Ukraine. And, of course, what happens in Ukraine is going to be something that has an impact on the destiny of Europe. We are coming up in the context of Ukraine with a legal proposal for the Russian assets to be frozen, and also this we're looking at long-distance arms being sold to Ukraine. We are drafting or have drafted a declaration demonstrating our absolute steadfast support for Ukraine at the Conference of Presidents. Since Navalny was assassinated, and that's a year ago, we are continuing to reiterate our approach to Russia. And this week is going to continue with important discussions, and we're going to see what happens over the next few weeks in the European Union. There are going to be changes in the future, I think. In terms of the work of the European Commission, I think that it is important that we as socialists determine our position. You know that last week we celebrated a workday event, and we wanted to demonstrate what our priorities are vis-à-vis the Commission's work programme. We want to be ambitious, and we want to be able to face the new events that are coming upon us on a daily basis. We have the competitiveness compass, and we put forward economic questions, and we also looked at the proposal in terms of the social commitments for Europe, which for us are very important, and also the budgetary proposals, which of course we have to move forward on. We have to be ambitious for Europe. We need to invest, and for that we need resources. So we hope that von der Leyen, when presenting this work programme of the Commission, is going to be ambitious. And we hope that we're going to get a social compass. We do have a competitiveness compass, but we also want this work programme to entail a social compass. We're talking about quality jobs, fair pay, health, and I think it's important, too, that we look at our environment, because Europe is a unique model in the world. We can do things economically, and economic growth should translate into social well-being, proper public services, quality health services. And we cannot allow ourselves to see any reversal of workers' rights, nor any reversal of our social achievements. We have not just NGOs, immigrants, legislation, the message that we're seeing from the extreme right. And sometimes we see the EPP really going hand in hand with what they're saying. We have to look at what we are doing in creating the European project. They're looking for problems, they're looking for issues, they're looking for people, groups of people, whom they are saying threaten Europe. And immigrants are not the threat to Europe, not the NGOs, not the Green Deal. And we, as S&Ds, have to ensure that we don't take a simple step backwards. We have to realize that if we start with immigrants, then we move on to others, we move on to women, we move on to jeopardizing the rule of law. We have to say loud and constructively that our message is positive, that we have a lot of challenges, and we are going to cooperate to construct a proper Europe through the Europe agenda. We don't want to destroy. And in the topical debate, we put forward a question on the cooperation between conservative leaning politicians and the extreme right, which we feel is a threat to Europe. We're not going to be stronger with these dangerous turns that they're taking. We have to realize that the best economic development in the world was also possible through immigration as well. We need to underscore the importance of the U.S. as one of our major trade partners. And this is why here and now we are talking about trade policy and tariffs. We in our group are ready to maintain a good commercial relationship with the U.S., provided it is open and of mutual benefit. Because if you want to be an ally, you need to continue as an ally, but not at any cost. Now we're seeing 25% tariffs being put on aluminium and steel. And this is going to raise prices for companies and for ordinary people. If we have a president who is imposing unfair tariffs, we need to respond very quickly as Europeans, and also we ourselves need to impose tariffs on purchases of European products. We have to defend democratic values, the rule of law, our democratic values, and our environmental policy. We are a model for the world, and the model of the populists, the extreme right, the digital autocrats who are imposing regulation and who are moving backwards in the social contracts. This is something we have to be aware of, and as social democrats we have to demonstrate that there is a different approach, that we in Europe need responsible people governing us. They need to be steady, they need to be strong, and they also need to be ambitious to ensure that the social agenda, the green agenda, the agenda of human rights is something that we continue on. So now I'd just like to point out that on Friday there's going to be a mission for our socialist group to the Near East, to Egypt, Palestine and Lebanon. And I think that this is an important juncture. We're seeing at the moment that there is a high risk in the region. It's important that we stop this unjustified war. And I think that the European Union has to have a strong and firm approach. And this is why we as Social and Democrats are committing ourselves to peace. We need to find a proper solution, a solution which will bring an end to this totally unjustified war, and which has adversely affected the lives of so many people in this part of the world. I think it's important that we actually go there, support people, we talk to various institutions, we talk to governments, we talk to people there, so that we can pass on our message that we are going to continue our steady and firm support for those people. Thank you very much. Questions?